How's it, guys, and welcome back to Celeb and Two Plebs. After a long lockdown, we are back together, and this is the news edition. We're going to talk a bit about news in the CrossFit arena, and then also UFC, and then Sierra on my world. So, what's up?
Awesome. So, some old news in the CrossFit community. CrossFit have got a new CEO in Dave Castro. Lots of things leading up to that. We won't go into detail about that, but that's pretty exciting. Over this past weekend, we got to see the Rogue Invitational, which is always fun. Patrick Vellner and Tia Toomey walked away with that one. And highlight of the weekend was Chandler Smith. Chandler Smith's amazing clean and jerk, or wasn't really amazing.
Ugliest clean and jerk I've ever seen. Impossible to get it up, yet he did.
Here's Chandler Smith, who just by sheer force of will was able to make this lift.
Look at his left leg. Oh my goodness. So strong.
Yeah. Sheer force of will was able to make this lift. Took a lot longer than he usually does in the setup there. Whoa, man.
I don't even know what the hell to say, honestly. I mean, it is like brute strength.
But Chandler Smith's a legend, and if I could be as strong as him and bicep curl and shoulder to overhead that weight, then I definitely would.
I'm older than him, but I want to grow up to be Chandler Smith.
Yeah, definitely. One day.
I think Sean Woodland said it perfectly. He said that if his kids grow up to one day and come to him and say that they want to be like Chandler Smith when he grows up, he's done his job as a father.
I second that. If my daughter wants to be Chandler Smith,
it's fine. Yeah, she can be.
She can be Chandler Smith.
He's a monster. Yeah, he's wrong.
That's about it. Oh yes, and this weekend is the online qualifiers for Mayhem Madness. I don't think there's going to be a stream or anything like that, but we'll see 3 teams qualify, and when the games happen in August, it'll be happening the team event with Rich Froning in Cookville, Tennessee.
Are we going to eat her?
Are you going to be the female in our team?
I will be the female in our team.
So just to clarify, that's replacing the effective games team competition, right?
Yes.
That's what Rich Froning's put in place.
The games had to scale it down, so right now it looks like it'll just be individuals, so there will be no age groups, no masters, no teams, no teens either.
So the teams are competing with the open guys or not?
No. So now it'll just be the open competition, and then Rich Froning is hosting a team competition.
And the open competition will be age 18 and up, or what the age there? So the young guys won't be able to compete?
18 to 35, I think,
yeah.
But you can compete in that division if you're older.
Qualify and you're a master.
And if you're younger, like the 16-year-olds, they're quite strong. Well, they're not strong as the 30-year-olds.
I think it all depends on qualification. You can possibly qualify if you register in that division, but I don't think
there's some strong kids out there.
A lot of people have.
Stronger than me.
Well, that's not hard.
That's what it is. UFC, what's happening?
So, since UFC is pretty much the only sporting code that's open at the moment, and the only action that's happening, we can't even watch any rugby or anything. Well, in New Zealand we can, I suppose.
Yeah, it started.
But let's say worldwide rugby we can't watch. Football's only Bundesliga, if I'm not mistaken, at this point.
The Premier League's coming back. I don't know when the date is, but the Premier League's coming back.
But nonetheless, the UFC is the only real exciting sport that's happening right now. So we have some UFC news. Obviously, if you've been following along, there have been some serious contract disputes. People be wanting more money. So the big dogs, John Jones says that he might even vacate his belt if he doesn't get paid more, if he doesn't get more in his contract. Jorge Masvidal, same sort of thing. He doesn't want to fight anymore unless he gets paid more, which is weird because the guys have already signed their contract. So
exactly,
it's kind of
it was negotiated.
What was I saw after the last fight event, Conor McGregor also put in his resignation.
Conor McGregor says he's retired. I don't know so much. I don't know if you can. This is his 3rd time retiring.
Yeah, so, and how old is he? He's 36, but
no, he's younger than that.
Younger than me.
Yeah, he's young.
I mean, and he's still got fighting in him, so he's not going to retire.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. If they show him enough money, I think he'll come back to the table. I think it's because obviously the UFC is relying on pay-per-views at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
They can't have crowds, obviously because of COVID. They can't have millions of people buying merch. So these things affect their overall revenue, and I think this is their argument. But they are going to Fight Island for UFC 251, if I'm not mistaken. And in Fight Island, there's a massive card. So they have the welterweight main event, which is going to be Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns has just had a massive turnaround, or quick turnaround. So he's going to fight at UFC 251. That's going to be on the 12th of July our time on Sunday morning. On that card, we also have a rematch between Alex Volkanovski and Max Holloway.
Volkanovski.
It's a big name to say.
Volkanovski.
Yeah. So that's for the featherweight championship. Max Holloway is coming back. My money's on him. I hope he does it. He's an awesome guy from Hawaii, so we like him. He's pretty chill. So that's going to be a tough one. So it's quite a massive card.
I want to get back to the finances. Guy asked me the question, and I'm not sure because it's obviously advertising. Now we're in a different era, the Corona era, but why do boxers get paid more in the superstars than UFC? And UFC has been around for a long time now, not as long as boxing, but it's still been around. And when you see the numbers they pay these heavyweight boxers like Joshua, Gypsy King, Wilder, why don't they pay the same to the UFC guys? Only the top gets, like the McGregors and stuff like that.
I think it's the same thing. You don't see what the other boxers are making. So we're only seeing the top tier boxers, the top few guys. And these guys are huge superstars. You know, and they're completely independent. They don't rely on a company like the UFC or like Bellator to be able to pay their salaries. They get paid through promotion, they get paid through the marketing side, they get paid through the door, fight bonuses, etc. from the promotion that's putting it on. So the world is slightly different. The UFC is a company. So
we're being invaded, by the way, if you can hear that.
You have a huge amount of fighters that they have, you know. I think they have a couple of hundred fighters that they have. So the money is obviously diluted, but the big guys do get paid. I mean, not quite on the Deontay Wilder level, but they get paid.
I mean, still, there's for me, there's a gap. It needs to be filled somehow.
Is it not because of the frequency of fights though? Because in UFC they tend to fight at least twice a year.
3 times. Their contracts state for most fighters 3 times a year they've got available. They don't have to take all 3 fights, but their contract mandatory is 3 fights. It just depends on the fighter. Some guys are a massive draw card. They draw a big pay-per-view. They have a lot of crowds. I mean, you got a Conor McGregor. I think his record has nothing to do with it. It's his charisma that draws a massive audience. And even people who don't know about the sport are going to watch just to see who this guy is.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of the other fighters are trying to find that. I do believe that some of these guys do need to be paid more, but I don't know the inner workings of the UFC. I couldn't tell you why they don't get paid what they feel they deserve.
And the thing is also, like you said, you can be a phenomenal fighter, and I think South Africa has phenomenal mixed martial arts fighters, but they can't crack the UFC necessarily. Don Madge did it. He did quite well in his debut. And I know it's Drickus, I think he wants to go there.
But
what is it? Is it about just the style, the energy you bring, the charisma? Is there backstory?
The level of competition. I think South Africa compared to the States or the international group that is the UFC, the standard is much different because the pool of fighters you have to contend with is much bigger.
It is bigger.
The standard there is much higher. You know, South Africa, we've got some good quality fighters, obviously, but we don't have the high standards that the UFC does. We don't have, where we have 20 guys that are capable. The UFC has 2,000 guys that are capable.
And also they do
fighting
that
at that
as a job, not as quickly work and then go afternoon, do training. And
a lot of these guys are able to do it professionally, which is
sad, but that's the reality of it.
Well, it's a big difference. I mean, it makes a big difference at the end of the day.
Yeah, a lot of sport coming. My world, I'm back at shooting Siebendelaan, and we've got some apparel. Hopefully you guys can buy it one day. But look at this.
We know you back because you're the only one out of the 3 of us that's currently wearing makeup.
I just came from set.
Yeah, if you're wondering why Andre looks so beautiful, he's got a full face of makeup.
I had 8 hours of sleep and I ate my oats. That's why I look so beautiful. No, guys, we're back at shooting in Siebendelaan under strict protocols. When the lockdown stopped, we started shooting in level 4, and it was a third of the workforce are supposed to work or were able to work. So that cut the crew down. They work like 3 times harder because there's 3 times less crew members. Cast as well, stories had to be divided. But we are getting temperature checked. We are getting obviously masks that we need to wear. Unless we start shooting, then we can't use it anymore. And I mean, I'm a married man, but all my love scenes are cut, guys. No love scenes for me.
So in other words, your wife is quite happy.
She actually jumped up and danced. When I said to her, she says, okay, but now what about the contact? Because obviously, so we got a whole briefing of what we need to do and we can't do. So in terms of shooting, we have to be 1.5 meters apart. Okay, but camera, you can obviously make it work. So we stand 1.5 meters apart, but you can, with a camera angle, it looks like you're standing closer. But now my character was in a relationship with another character, but you can't touch. And when lockdown started, the strict lockdown, the storyline was where they were starting their love relationship, and it's touchy-feely kind of vibes and kissing, which is so, I mean, every job has got its ups and downs. And now you get back and you can't even touch your girl, so that was quite difficult. But my wife was extremely happy.
So your wife is happy that you can't touch your girlfriend. I think that's
I think that's a fair.
I think that's a fair assessment from your wife's point of view.
Fair trade. But yeah, it was difficult the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get used to that, because you're just in the scene and you want to go and then, oh no, stop, cut. So that was quite getting used to. But now with the restrictions getting looser and you know, better, we are allowed a little bit more. We can now just touch, but still no kissing and stuff like that, hopefully.
And tell me, was there a lot of staff that are you working like shift work? So
yeah, so we're still working 7 to 7 or 7 to 6:30. But like I said, it's a third of the staff, so they rotate the crew. Okay. So you might work, say you're a cameraman, you will work today the whole day, but tomorrow you'll be off. And so they rotate them. And I mean, so we always have on set 3 cameramen, cable bashers, extra camera assistant, 2 sound engineers or sound boom engineers. Then we've got for makeup and hair about say 4 or 5 people. Now it's down to 2 people, but also the cast is less. So say you had a scene of 6 actors, you can only be 3 actors now, or something like that. So the workload is less, but yeah, they rotate it on a daily basis, not within the 12-hour work shift.
So Andre, talk to us about your weight loss transformation that's happened over the lockdown. You were bragging earlier about how much weight.
Before we do that, you need to just say, and the 4th piece of news that we're discussing is Andre losing so much weight.
It's actually muscle, guys.
You lost muscle, is that what you're telling us? You lost muscle.
Because.
Which muscle did you lose?
My bench press muscle. Because I can't bench, guys. I've got like 40 k's at home, and that is one arm. I mean, come on, guys. But my biceps are big. Weight loss transformation. So you guys call me what? Funray.
Funray.
I was
hashtag
Funray. Oh, he was not part of it. Hashtag
let's get that trending.
So December had me a bit eating a lot of breads and stuff, and then when I got back, lockdown helped me. I lost about 5 k's. Which is good for TV, but
5 k's is good.
5 k's is good, and you can see my legs. I mean, I don't have these.
You're fitting into your wife's ski pants again, which is pretty good.
They call these joggers. So yeah, lockdown has been good for me in terms of losing weight, but I'm not strong anymore, guys.
Were you strong to start with?
We haven't seen each other for long.
I don't know, Andre. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Now look. When this happened or was going to happen, I was like, if we do a workout, you're going to kill me. Because I've been seeing how you guys train, and I have not been training the way you guys have been training. So
well, I want to see Kyle doing handstand push-ups because he cut the microphone off the top of his head, so now he's going to struggle to get to the bottom.
It's further to go.
Now look, those things I can do, all the power stuff. Because I mean, look at these shoulders. It's quite. Is it fitting in this frame? I mean, it's quite big in my biceps, but my fitness, my tank it's empty, guys. Where did you get a haircut?
I got a haircut. Putting me on the spot here. Look, there's other people here with haircuts. I'm just saying. It's
look,
not
I'm
just
working
me.
for a film productions, and there's obviously those.
I'm also working for a film production, but you're not. It's underground. You're not aware of it, so.
My wife cut my hair.
It looks good.
She didn't.
Oh.
But she'll take the credit for it.
It looks good, guys. It looks good.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
I mean, not as good as my hair, but hey. I just had a cut this morning for my new block. Yeah. So that's the news, guys. You let us know in the comments, what do you want us to talk about? What do you want to see? More training, more chatting? What do you want to hear? So thanks for tuning in. Subscribe. Celeb and 2 Plebs. Also go onto our Instagram. Celeb and 2 Plebs. It's easy. Celeb and 2 Plebs.